Hi, hello, and welcome to.
The Creator Search podcast.
This is Ravina, and
This is Josh. We hope that the previous episode has brought on some value to your content creation journey. And in this episode, we want to talk about the processes that's involved, how we get different ideas, where our inspirations are from. So let's get the topic started. So I wanted to ask you, how do you get your ideas? Like where you find your inspiration for your videos or when you want to create?
I feel that I really do get inspiration from lots of different stuff. Let it be movies or books or things I see in social media,
Hmm.
or even like when you walk outside, you can just like find inspiration at something you may like randomly see
Hmm.
people's conversation or nature or whatever. It may seem very poetic, but it's true actually. Like when you are a creator, I think you can get inspiration from lots of stuff. So it's a very wide question, but yeah, I do try to get inspired by whatever I do, and I do feel that that's kind like a very helpful thing to do. So
So
yeah.
since you mentioned that it's like a wide question, I'll narrow it down. Are you looking for inspirations like when you're outside at the places you find inspired, like or it happens to you naturally? Like how do you think that happens?
I do believe that I don't know if, because I'm afraid, like I don't want to say that as a way to brag or whatever, but
Mm,
I just think that I have a natural eye to like see, like to notice things,
mm,
like even though like I'm on a walk and all, I like to notice details and all. And that's how I started my photography journey. So I because I really wanted to capture those small details that no one notices but like are really beautiful. And it can be, I don't know, like some leaves on the streets, or it can be like a window that has light in an entire building that is like very dark. Those kinds of little stuff that actually make you stop and notice things that like go
yeah.
unnoticed. Yeah.
Also, like what you mentioned, right? So, and for me, like movies is sort of like a huge inspiration for me. The movies and series that I see, even for ideas, even the way I visually want to say these things, I want like how I want to frame my shots. Movies and series are like a huge inspiration for me, and in a way, they kind of help me to look at things as well. So, I'm not directly learning from movies. For example, let's say there's like a shot in the film American Beauty. So there's like a whole scene where the protagonist, the man and the woman, they just like sit and look at a tape of like a cover, a plastic cover moving away in the wind and just slow music playing. And it's such a beautiful scene. So it inspired me a lot. And it like showed me a way to look at things differently, right? So uh, how beauty is like there in every small things that's out there. So yeah, I do get inspired by like scenes like that, and I started to learn to look at things in that way, and that helped me. But I also think it happens all the time. So when I'm working, or sometimes in the when I'm like going out for a walk, or sometimes even in the loo, do get ideas. And the difficult part of that is like noting them down, because like once it happened, I got the one time that I went to the restroom like without my phone, I got a really good idea. Then I forgot what the idea was by the time I came out. So, and I tried so hard to remember what the idea was, but I couldn't get the idea. So that was like one idea that went off my mind completely. So I think it's always important as creators to note down the ideas, like whatever ideas that we get. You know, like how every person, I'm sure you also do have a WhatsApp group or like something with just yourself. Notes, and there were like no notes before on WhatsApp. Your groceries list and everything goes onto that like one WhatsApp with only you. So I use that as my ideas. Like I just like whatever ideas I have, I used to like note it down. Then I found like it was difficult to type out like what I'm thinking. Then I started to record. whatever I was thinking. And then after the end of the day or like a week, I just go back, look at all the videos that's there, and just like collate it everything together on a platform like Notion or Millernote that I'm using to note down the ideas. But yeah, it's good to write on paper. That feeling is definitely different, right?
Yeah, yeah, I do take notes
Mm.
on my phone
Okay.
when I'm outside, for example, but it's very rare. But like, yeah, if I don't have pen and paper, of course I use my phone, that notes app. But otherwise I just use a pen and paper because I feel that the feel actually is very different, and it's very like inspiring to write with a pen or a pencil on a paper.
Yeah, it feels more tangible, right? So let's say there's something physical that you want to look at and like when you're creating. So I want to talk about like how you choose the ideas as well. So you get ideas, lots of ideas. You put them down on a note or like app or like audio that you have. And how do you choose them? Like what ideas you want to go forward like with the content or make videos about it?
So the funny thing is that usually when I get these ideas, I just write them down. But I feel that mostly I don't pick them up afterwards. Still today, I have a whole like paper with so many ideas that I still didn't shoot. But in the meantime, I shot some other content ideas because those videos were really something like close to my heart. So yeah.
This kind of feels like the movie recommendations that friends make, that you make a list of all the movies that you want to watch. You never watch them, but the movies that like came out recently, you might like go and watch them. It kind of feels that way. So will you get back to those videos that you haven't made yet?
Yeah, probably if my mindset is still aligned with that, because sometimes I just write the ideas down. As I said, like if if there's something in my mind, I just want to like put it out, I just write it. So it's not like, in my mind, I'm not like stressed about not forgetting that idea. So I just write it down so it's there. But if it's still aligned with that current situation, or if I still do feel it's like a great idea and I still feel inspired, then definitely I'll do it. But otherwise, it will just be an idea. And that's all.
Yeah, I do get it. Like, but yeah, for me, I think it's mostly about like what I can do, what I'm feeling at the moment. I do have like a lot of ideas written down, but the that is like no process behind the selection of like what idea that I want to do.
What about after the idea step? Like, how do you go ahead with the script of the whole videos and
Mm.
whatever you do?
After I choose like whatever idea that I want to do, right? So what I do is I make like most of the videos that I want to do are like talking videos. I talk to the camera and visually I want to like I picture like certain shots that I want to have. So and like, the effects visually in my mind everything is there. So I visualize everything on my mind and then I write the script. So when I write in the script, I just like put everything down, like whatever is coming to my mind, as in like I put everything down and then what I do is I refine it. Like the first step, first stage, second stage or something, whatever you want to call it, right? So from the rough draft, I just like refine it to a draft. Then I refine it to another draft. So ultimately it comes down to, I do think about the algorithm and like certain things. I don't want the video to be too long. So yeah, I think about those things. So I want to keep it like not too long. Just want to keep it like short. So 30 seconds or like 1 minute video. I make sure that the script is to that level and I read it out loud in the way that I want to like do the voiceover so that I want to see the timing as well. So it's this length. Then, since I had visualized everything earlier, it's easier for me to create the short list. So I storyboard everything. I know where to place my camera. Since I mostly shoot at my house, I know where to place my camera, what kind of transitions that I want to do. I plan everything. And then I have like a separate column where I have like when I'm gonna take that shot and if I have taken that shot or not. But yeah, it's a simple table where I just like put everything down and it helps me on the day of like when I'm shooting, it gives me like a clear idea of like what I want to do that day.
Okay, nice, interesting.
Yeah.
You're definitely more like
Planned.
much more preparing, yeah, planned and
Yeah.
preparing your things than me, which is really great because like I personally just do it at that time, as I mentioned, like if I script something, I just write the whole like script and all and do the voiceover immediately, because I know that if I don't do it like at the moment, I won't do it, like I'll like procrastinate and put it for later, you know.
Hmm.
So I'll mostly do things like as soon as possible. If not possible, like I'll plan everything for the next day and all according to the situation. And yeah, like I don't have much, I don't use much tools like Notion or whatever a
Hmm.
lot to plan my things, which is actually not that good, because sometimes I feel it's easier. Recently only I started like using that Notion, that table stuff, like with columns to
Yeah.
see which ideas are in progress, which are almost done, which are already done, those things. But I feel that like that's something I already did in the past, but every time I start doing it, then I give up and I only do it on paper or on my diary or notebook or whatever. So yeah, I know I need to get somehow like a little more organized, but I feel sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate it either. Like it's
Yeah.
just about what works for you the best. So
Do you think people can do content like this without planning as well? So let's say no organization, like nothing. They just like can have an idea and shoot everything like randomly without any planning or something.
I think it really depends on how frequent you want to post,
Hmm.
because of course if you want to post something daily, it's different from some posting something weekly or monthly.
Yeah.
If you are working on a big idea for a month, it's much more about getting your ideas out there and, like, organizing your ideas and having that short list and all, more than having a content calendar for those who are creating on a daily basis. Because when I was creating content on a daily basis, which I did until recently, I I like it was a must to have like a weekly planner, something I could look up to know when this content is going to come out, which day I'm going to post it, because otherwise it will be like too messed up, and in my head it won't be like clear. I'll just be lost. But if I'm working on just like a random, like, I don't know, cinematic video or storytelling video or whatever, then it's like building a movie, right? It's like a lot of organization, but not in the same way. It's not like you have to post this in this day, but it's more about, okay, I have to script this, I have to get these things done. So it's more about a to-do list, I feel, than
Yeah.
like daily deadlines. So I don't know if I'm clear or not, but that's how I see the thing.
Yeah, I think it's like I mentioned, different kind of organization, and it each helps in like in own way, like how the person wants to proceed with the process. So yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, I sometimes like do have the need to like plan everything, but if it's like some videos that I suddenly have the idea and I really really want to do it, I am just doing it as soon as possible, because you have that urge inside you to see the results
Oh yeah,
and to see it visually,
I'm
yeah, to
sorry.
see it visually coming out.
I got a bit excited, but yeah, that feeling is true. Whenever you're editing or like doing the video, you feel like people should this see this. Like I've done something good or something. But yeah, please continue. I do get the feeling.
Yeah, more than people, I feel like even for myself, I really want to see how the outcome is,
Okay.
like from something being only in my mind to something I can see like visually. I can really see if I was able to put it out. It's something that kind of excites me and something that also scares me sometimes, but maybe we'll talk about that in another episode. But sometimes I do get like paralyzed out of fear that it may not come as perfect as I thought, or it may not be as good as I thought. So sometimes I do get that sense of like, stress, and yeah, I do feel a little paralyzed and all. But after that, I'm like, okay, let's, whatever, and let's just try. And it's okay if it doesn't come out good, and I'll somehow manage to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I have two rules like in creating videos. One is you have to try something new in every video. I had to have like tried something new. even if it's a simple video, simple transition, or like any simple things that I wanted, that should be something new, or it should be 1% like a little bit better than the previous video that I've done. So this is something that I learned from the creators from the YouTube channel Answer in Progress. So she told on a podcast, initially their main goal was to create the best video ever. Like that was the goal for every video. Then they found it to be like more pressure on themselves. So later they realized that they could just go for like 1% better with each video, so that you're growing and your skills are also increasing along the way.
Yeah, and that's very true actually. Like in each and every video, like I do feel that you should improve at least one thing. It can be the audio, it can be the visuals, it can be the way you narrate the story. Like whatever it is, like you should always analyze your past videos and
Hmm.
compare those videos with what you're currently doing, and it should be better somehow. So, and I recently talked with like a content creator. Her inside is shut by Mael, and she's very like talented, and she's very kind and all to help other creators. And she was telling that yeah, you have to do that analysis stuff of your past videos so that
Hmm.
you can improve better. And even when we were talking about inspiration, and I was mentioning the fact that I do get inspired by what other creators do on social media and all.
Yeah.
And what she was mentioning was that we actually also have to analyze what other people do, so that when we like something about their work, we should always interrogate ourselves about what we like in that content and what we don't like, so that we know like approximately what is our type of style and what we want to kind of replicate or not. It's not about copy pasting, not at
Yeah,
all,
yeah, correct.
but it's more about, yeah, it's more about learning and getting inspired. Like there is a famous quote saying like still like an artist. Same, like it's about like getting inspired from other creators to kind of determine your own style. And that conversation with her helped me a lot to actually understand how I could improve myself, because that's something I didn't really do. I used to save a lots of reels in different folders on Instagram. If you open my Instagram, it's all about different folders, like some idea of content, some angles, inspiration, audio inspiration. There are so many folders, but I barely go back to them to check that. So that's a thing I should actually like change. It's like the movie recommendations, and the list goes on, but you don't go back to check. You just go ahead with the new stuff, and you forget that you already saved a lot of stuff to look back at and it to analyze. So
I have uh, a video idea inspirations one folder, and another folder is dog videos that I find on Instagram.
another folio, what?
Dog videos, dog videos,
Ah,
funny dog videos.
okay.
Those are the two main cat folders that I have on Insta. So but yeah, I do get the
I
point.
have
Like how?
20 folders, I think.
Oh, okay. For different, how are the folders different? Like for video inspirations?
It's not because it's not only about, like, the thing is, okay, it's not only about a video. It's also because I save also some travel spots
Okay.
recommendation, travel tips, I
Hmm.
don't know, dream house inspiration,
Oh,
those kind
okay.
of like different stuff. But mostly it's about video like content creation.
Hmm.
It's like I have a folder called editing tips. I have one called um, I don't know, storytelling tips. I have another one called visually good content or something. Like each time it's different stuff, and yeah. But somehow it's just to, in my mind, like help me separate one type of content from another. But the thing is, saving is good, but like then you have to look at it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. And coming back to your point on like getting inspired from creators, right? And your quote, "Still like an artist." Like I recently watched Gox's video. You might have like seen that as well. And Gox is someone who has been like a huge inspiration for me. And so I try to like replicate it, not all my videos, but how he tries to show is like storytelling in the visual manner, like how different he does it and how good he does it. Even in my videos, I want to do things differently. I try to vary as much as possible. So let's say in like 30 seconds of video, I try to show different things. So I shoot mostly at home. I try to vary the locations, and even if it's the same location, I try to vary the angles, vary the length of like where the camera is from me. I change my clothes as well. So I try to bring in like as much as variability as possible, like in every video that I'm doing. And it's not for all videos, like in for some videos, I try to do this. So that's something that's been going there. But I feel like I probably might run out of t-shirts and shirts, dresses I want to wear in the coming videos that I have. So probably have to get new ones if I want to keep it new. But yeah, kidding aside, that's something that I do.
That's really cool. That's really interesting. And I'm really hats off for you to having the, the patience to change so many like outfits for one video and doing so many angles and all. I'm just like improving and trying to, do that so that it has some variety, but it also depends on the video, I
Yeah.
guess. So it doesn't have to be that way, but yeah, it's really nice. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
if the video requires like certain type of storytelling and like your
Yeah.
videos, it's a different style that you have currently, right? So I feel like your videos are like more emotional in a sense like it's more thought provoking, it's more emotional, those kind of videos. The style is like quite different, but it's not saying that you shouldn't try this style and I shouldn't try that style as well. So everyone can like try anything, and based on the videos, as you mentioned, we have to choose the storyline, and we can break that as well. We can show emotional video probably in a fast manner. We can show like an energetic video in the
Yeah.
slow manner as well. So yeah, I think there are times that you want to follow the rules, and there are times that you want to break the rules as well. So yeah, be you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, yeah, as you said, it really depends on the script. It's like if it requires different location, if it requires different versions of you, or if the script is saying this is one day, this is another day, of course you're not
Yeah.
going to shoot it with the same outfit. Like it's not coherent.
Yes.
But yeah, and something I also wanted to mention is the coherence in the voice tone and the modulation you are using in your videos. I know that according to the emotions you want
Yeah.
to give to the audience, you are going to choose a certain type of modulation of voice at a certain type of tone. And also the music is very important. Like you can't choose a very energetic like audio for something emotional and vice versa. And yeah, even if you can, it should carry a certain like coherence with the script. Like it shouldn't be random.
Yeah.
We already talked about that like in private, but like finding an audio is so hard. Like sometimes it's so hard to find a sound. Like if you're not doing a video based yeah, if you're not doing a like a video based on an audio, like if it's not the audio is that is inspiring you to script that video and do the visuals and all, it's really hard to put the audio at the end, because sometimes like you're just so lost and you're like, I can't find the exact
Yeah.
proper atmosphere that I want. So yeah, I feel that's one of the hardest part for me, like when I'm doing
Yeah.
a video.
I spent so much time finding the right audio. And there was once like a certain time when I was like choosing so many songs, and then I found and they said, okay, I'll just chuck everything. I'll not add any audio at all. And then I ended up adding like a Ben 10 theme song for one video randomly. I don't know where I got that idea. And then afterwards, I just chose a different song entirely. So that's like a whole another process, finding the right audio. That's like a very difficult thing. And finding the right font as well, because like there are like so many similar, having so much options. I think that's sometimes a difficulty.
Yeah, and I do agree for, but for the fonts I feel like it's, for you I think it should be even harder, because like you are doing some very dynamic videos and all, and maybe you need to vary the fonts more than I do. Now I'm just sticking with some fonts that I downloaded, and it's like progressively constructing my type of videos. I just want to create a sort of identity for my videos, so that like people understand it's part of the same like series, and it's not like different fonts and all. So for that, now I don't have that much of an issue with that, but I do remember that previously I had that issue because it was hard to like combine fonts together, find the fonts that you really like. But eventually now I don't have the problem that much, which is a very good thing though.
Okay, good, good that you don't have the problem. But like on the contrary, I try to reduce the number of fonts because I think it goes with the like the colors that you're using. Too much can be like bad for the video as well. So initially I was probably like using a lot of different fonts in one single video, but later I try to reduce it. Maybe the title has one font, the text that I'm using in the video has another font, and probably the subtitles like are on another font that's like more subtle or something. So yeah, I try to reduce it. And similar with the colors as well. I probably like go towards like yellowish color, font color as well. But yeah, so that's the process, and we probably do all this like in DaVinci. That's the software that I'm using, and yeah, I mainly started DaVinci because like it's a free software, and Adobe Premiere Pro, it had like a subscription, and this is the software that was free. I started on it, and it is like a really powerful tool, and I would recommend like everyone to. I see a lot of creators making videos switch from Premiere Pro to DaVinci. I don't know like how Premiere Pro is because and Final Cut Pro is because I haven't used them, but I see a lot of people switching as well. And it's really good if you can learn from the beginning, like this powerful tool.
Yeah, I do agree. Actually, like now that I'm using DaVinci also, I do agree that I wish I had started with DaVinci from the beginning, but I started with CapCut, which is a very powerful tool too. I know you don't use CapCut, but I still use CapCut for everything related to like text and like quick cuts, animation stuff,
Yeah,
stickers, and all, because I know where to find them, and it's like a whole process to learn again to find them on DaVinci.
yeah,
So for now, I only use DaVinci for color grading, and for everything else, I'm using CapCut. But now, but I also like started learning how to, do the transitions, do the split screen and all for our
yeah.
podcast, especially on DaVinci. And I feel that like learning little by little will progressively like help me move to DaVinci like totally.
Ravina does all the cuts for our podcast video and like the final cut, like the split screen and everything. And she is doing all that in DaVinci. So I think she's already on the move towards DaVinci as like the main editing software. So
Yeah, and actually I wanted to mention that like Josh is a great help for me in that, because like he helped me like like whenever I have a doubt on how to do this and this, I of course do watch like a lot of YouTube
yeah.
tutorials and all, but like if it's like small things, he's like okay, let's video call and I'll teach you like how to do this. So it's very helpful to have someone who already knows like how to do stuff on DaVinci.
Yeah, I guess that sums up the process of like how we approach each type of videos that we are making. I just wanted to mention the quote I came across recently. I think Matt Damon said this quote. I think Ben Affleck said this quote to Matt Damon in one of the interviews. The quote goes, "Don't judge me for how bad my bad ideas are, but judge me for how good my good ideas are." So it's like no matter what idea you get, it's important to write that down and see where you go with the idea. So whether it's good or bad, write that down, note it down, and see what you can make from it. Whether it's a good idea, bad idea, it doesn't matter, but it's important to uh, it's your idea, so it's important for you to see where that idea goes. Give the idea a chance. So that's something that I want to say to my fellow creators out there.
And that's really beautifully said. And yeah, just go ahead with your ideas, guys,
Yeah.
because that's the most important. You just have to start. It may seem like a huge task at first. It may seem like a daunting task, but like if you see it as like little steps that we broke down in this episode, like a as like small part, it may eventually seem a little less scaring, and eventually you will just be able to figure out things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope that we helped you through this episode. We actually tried to break down the process as much as possible so that you can get something useful out of that. So yeah, thank you for everyone who stayed until the end, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah. If you're seeing this, we love you and thank you very much.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.